Welcome back to Inq.wireMedia for your regular dose of crime news. This week we will investigate a case involving Richard Engelbert, a successful real estate agent in Littleton, Colorado, who led a double life that ended in his brutal murder. On the surface, Richard appeared to have a perfect life, a successful career, a beautiful home, and a loving family, including his wife, Wendy, a school principal, and his stepson, Harrison. However, Richard had been in a secret sexual relationship with Harrison for 2 years and continued to meet other men for sex, using the homes he showed as secret meeting places. Let us get into the story. On June 27, 2014, Wendy returned home early to find Richard murdered in the basement, with a luxury belt wrapped around his neck. The police, led by Detective James Cattle, began their investigation, collecting evidence and interviewing potential suspects. Despite her shock and grief, Wendy was quickly ruled out due to her solid alibi. Harrison, on the other hand, admitted to his sexual relationship with Richard but claimed he was bartending at the time of the murder. Another suspect, Alexa Hernandez, who had a history with Richard, also had a solid alibi and no evidence linking her to the crime. A breakthrough in the case came when a hidden camera, disguised as a smoke detector in the basement, provided a recording of the murder. The footage showed a heated argument between Richard and Harrison, which escalated into a physical struggle, resulting in Richard's death. Confronted with the evidence, Harrison confessed to the crime, driven by feelings of betrayal and manipulation. The trial began on August 15, 2014, with District Attorney Laura Mitchell prosecuting and non-binary advocate Z. Barnes defending Harrison. The defense argued for a lesser charge due to Harrison's emotional turmoil and manipulation by Richard and Wendy. The jury found Harrison guilty of second-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 25 years in prison. In the aftermath, Wendy's reputation and career were severely impacted by the revelations of the affair and her manipulation of Harrison. She withdrew from the race for school superintendent and sought therapy. Harrison, now in prison, focused on education and counseling. The community of Littleton was left to heal from the shocking events, with the Engelbert family's tragedy serving as a reminder of the hidden struggles that can exist behind the facade of a perfect life. Richard Engelbert's murder was the result of a complex set of circumstances that stemmed from his secret double life. He had been leading a hidden sexual relationship with his stepson, Harrison, for 2 years, while also meeting other men for sex using the homes he showed as a real estate agent. This double life created a lot of stress and tension for Richard, and he was deeply troubled by the guilt of his affair with Harrison and the fear of Wendy, his wife, finding out. On the day of the murder, June 27, 2014, Wendy returned home early from work to find Richard murdered in the basement. The police investigation, led by Detective James Cattle, uncovered Richard's secret life through his phone and email records, which indicated meetings with various men. The investigation initially looked at Wendy and Alexa Hernandez, who had a history with Richard, as suspects, but both had solid alibis and no evidence linking them to the crime. The crucial breakthrough in the case came when a hidden camera, disguised as a smoke detector in the basement, provided a recording of the murder. The footage showed a heated argument between Richard and Harrison, which escalated into a physical struggle, leading to Richard's death by strangulation with a luxury belt. Harrison, who had recently discovered Richard's infidelity and felt trapped and manipulated, admitted to the murder during a confrontation with the police after they showed him the video evidence. The circumstances surrounding Richard's murder were deeply personal and emotionally charged, involving a web of secrets, betrayal, and the intense emotional pressure of a hidden relationship that ultimately led to a tragic and violent end. The police investigation into Richard Engelbert's murder was meticulous and followed a series of steps that ultimately led to the arrest and conviction of his stepson, Harrison. Here's how the investigation unfolded. 1. Discovery and initial response. Wendy Engelbert discovered Richard's body in their home's basement and called 911. The Littleton Police Department, led by Detective James Cattle, arrived at the scene promptly. 2. Securing the crime scene. The police secured the scene, established a perimeter with crime scene tape, and began collecting evidence. The gruesome scene indicated a violent struggle, with bloodstains and an apparent murder weapon, a luxury belt. 3. Collecting evidence. Detectives photographed the scene, bagged the belt as evidence, and looked for fingerprints and other clues. Forensic experts used luminol to detect blood traces and collected samples for DNA analysis. 4. Interviewing Wendy Engelbert. The police interviewed Wendy, who was still in shock. She provided details of her day and the discovery of Richard's body, but claimed no knowledge of who could have committed the murder. Her alibi was quickly verified. 5. Canvassing the neighborhood. Officers spoke with neighbors, including Luby Johnson Gant, who came to Wendy's aid after hearing her screams. No one reported anything out of the ordinary before the murder. 6. Examining Richard's communications. The police checked Richard's recent phone and email records, revealing suspicious messages and calls that hinted at his secret sexual encounters with men. 7. Interviewing suspects. The investigation focused on potential suspects, including Wendy, Harrison, and Alexa Hernandez, who had a history with Richard. Alibis and motives were explored, but initial evidence did not directly implicate any of them. 8. New evidence from hidden camera. A hidden camera disguised as a smoke detector in the basement provided a video recording of the murder. This footage captured a heated argument between Richard and Harrison, which escalated into a physical struggle resulting in Richard's death. 9. Confronting Harrison. With the new evidence, the police brought Harrison in for further questioning. Confronted with the video, Harrison broke down and confessed to the murder, explaining his feelings of betrayal and manipulation. 10. Arrest and charges. Based on Harrison's confession and the video evidence, the police arrested him and charged him with Richard's murder. The investigation also revealed Wendy's knowledge of the affair and her manipulation of Harrison, though she was not charged with any crime related to the murder. The investigation was complex, involving the uncovering of Richard's secret life, the examination of potential suspects, and the use of forensic evidence to piece together the events leading up to the murder. The case was resolved with Harrison's arrest and subsequent conviction, bringing a sense of closure to the community, although the emotional impact of the revelations lingered. After the trial, Harrison Engelbert was found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole. This outcome was the result of the jury's determination that while Harrison had acted in a fit of rage, the killing was not premeditated. Despite the circumstances that led to the crime, the sentence reflected the seriousness of the act and the need for justice. In the aftermath of the trial, Harrison's life changed dramatically as he began serving his sentence in the Colorado Department of Corrections. Prison life for Harrison was reportedly marked by quiet introspection and withdrawal. He focused on completing his education through available programs within the prison system and sought counseling to address his emotional issues and come to terms with his past actions. Harrison's transformation from a troubled young man, caught in a web of betrayal and manipulation, to a prison inmate seeking redemption and healing was a significant consequence of the trial. The sentence not only held him accountable for his crime, but also provided a structured environment for personal growth and reflection on the impact of his actions. The long prison term also ensured that he would spend a significant portion of his life dealing with the repercussions of Richard Engelbert's murder. This case reveals the profound impact a double life can have on individuals and their loved ones. If you're struggling to hide your sexuality, remember, you're not alone. Many people in the LGBTQ+ community face similar challenges, and it's important to recognize that help is available. Reaching out to your local social services or mental health professionals for support can make a significant difference. We appreciate your support for our channel Inq.wireMedia. Your engagement is vital as we continue to provide in-depth coverage of crime investigations worldwide. To stay informed and access new episodes, please subscribe to our channel. Liking, sharing, and engaging with our content enables us to deliver timely and relevant information. We value your viewership and look forward to keeping you informed. Until our next broadcast, take care and farewell.